I'm Vinny Politan. Great to have you with us tonight here on Closing Arguments. And it was a very emotional day in New York. And we're talking about Gabby Petito's family speaking out for the first time since the funeral of Gabby. And difficult spot that they've been put in, right? The spotlight has been thrust upon this family. They never wanted it, never sought it. All they would want is to have Gabby back, but she's gone. And now here they are in a position where the world is watching and listening to them and wondering what they're thinking, what they're feeling. And it's a tough spot. But this family coming together, demonstrating incredible character. And I think proving to everyone what the world has lost with the death and the homicide of Gabby Petito. So I want to play for you a little bit of what they said. And remember, you're going to hear from Joe Petito, her father. You're going to hear from Nicole Schmidt, her mother, and James Schmidt, her stepfather, who helped raise her. And also Richard Stafford, the family attorney, all there facing the media, facing the public in a very, very difficult time for this family.
I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that we encountered out west in Wyoming, all of the law enforcement agencies out there and across the country for doing an amazing job with locating Gabby. Especially want to thank the Teton County Search and Rescue Team, who is a all-volunteer agency that come together. They are highly trained, and they were a part of that mission to find Gabby, and they did an unbelievable job. We were so grateful for everybody out there. They were second to none. They were unbelievable, and we are forever grateful for that. And everybody back home who helped us as well. It was amazing that we were able to get her, and we're just happy to have her.
How you doing? I'd actually like to thank all you guys, all right, ladies and gentlemen of the media, press, especially the people that are behind the camera, all right? They don't get enough credit for what it is that they do, and so I do appreciate all them. Social media has been amazing, so I'd just like to thank everyone, for that. I do, it is greatly appreciated. That was very helpful in bringing our daughter home, so thank you very much.
I don't think we can thank everybody enough. I really want to thank the Aware Foundation and We Help the Missing for putting her poster out there. It reached over 2 million people within 48 hours. It was all over the world. Yeah. And I especially want to thank Detective Tracy Barry of the 5th Precinct here in Patchogue, because without her, we don't know when this would have even happened. She got the ball rolling. She's my angel, and I thank her the most. Thank you.
At this time, we'll be taking questions.
Dr. Burns, NBC News. The hashtag Justice for Gabby has been trending, and the media has been helpful in locating her and in this investigation. What does Justice for Gabby look like from here?
Do you want me to answer that?
Yeah.
Justice for Gabby is that we see justice for her homicide. The FBI has classified her death a homicide. They are the premier agency in the country. They're investigating her death, and we believe through their investigation we will have justice for Gabby.
Rick.
Yes.
We haven't heard from the Laundrie family. We haven't been able to hear much from the FBI. They can't share a lot with us about Brian's whereabouts. Is there anything that you can tell us about the efforts to find him, what the family thinks about where he might be, and the Laundrie family silence?
Again, for the Laundrie's silence, the Laundries did not help us find Gabby. They're sure is not going to help us find Brian. For Brian, we're asking you to turn yourself in to the FBI or the nearest law enforcement agency.
I can't imagine what they're going through. And you saw Gabby's mom holding it together, being strong. being brave. It's not easy when the world is watching you. You don't prepare for these moments at all. It shouldn't be part of what you should have to prepare for. But this thing isn't over, and that's a difficult part as well. And I say this all the time for victims' families. They never get closure. Don't use that word because it doesn't exist. There is a hole forever in that family now. What they're looking for, and you heard it, was justice for Gabby. And that's all that our system really at this point can do for them. I want to bring in Court TV legal correspondent Chanley Painter, who's been following this story and watched today's press conference as well. What were your takeaways from what we saw today from this family?
There was a really moving moment, and this was noticeable when the family walked in to the press conference area, Vinny. Her parents, Gabby's parents and step-parents, brand new tattoos on their arms, a way for them to memorialize Gabby, and tattoos that Gabby actually designed as an artist. Let's take a listen.
Shot of the four parents again, with your tattoos just all together. Oh yeah, sure. Maybe. Sorry.
That's all right. In front of the mic, there's a lot of wires.
I know.
You guys took you over the pool.
When did you have these done?
We all had them done last night.
Oh,
We all did it together. Like you said, we've always co-parented Gabby together, and that's not going to stop now. We're in this together.
And did three of them say let it be, and then mom's yours says?
Mom has let it be as well.
No, I'm sorry, is that Gabby's handwriting? Is it, or is it just?
This is the way she had it written.
That's the way she had it on her arm.
Yeah. So we all did it.
Okay.
All right, yes.
There's one on your arm.
And do you always have that vine on your finger, or did you?
Gabby had that vine.
You got that recently, or?
I got that last night too.
Your arm below the light is ripped.
Oh, yeah, that's on the
Because you got to copy it.
Gabby took mine off, sorry.
And that says believe. Believe.
Listen, you guys have been great, and I appreciate
Thank you.
every one of you. And all the people, like I said, that are behind the cameras that don't get the credit. You guys were instrumental.
So, Vinny, a touching moment for the family, a way for them to keep Gabby with them at all times. And again, it was like a triangle with some flowers. Believe, let it be, Gabby's favorite song. She also had that tattoo on her arm as well. So it was a moving moment. They were really appreciative of the media for helping find Gabby, the FBI. They're pleased 100% with the progress of the FBI so far in solving the mystery of Gabby Petito's death.
That's the other part of this family, has demonstrated incredible humility and just being very real about what's happening. And the way that family's coming together is amazing, and I think speaks volumes about their love for Gabby. Let's turn the page a little bit now to the other thing that is still lingering out there, which is the latest in the search for Brian Laundrie. I mean, he's a person of interest, but he's hiding somewhere.
He's hiding somewhere, and Vinny, for the first time today, no new updates released from the lead agency here, the FBI, in the search for Brian Laundrie. Remember yesterday we reported that the FBI scaled back that search on that 25,000-acre nature reserve in Northport, Florida, where Laundrie's parents said he was going for a hike 15 days ago. So they aren't updating as much. It was flooded over the weekend, but they're being tight-lipped on if they have found anything. So no sign still 15 days later of Brian Laundrie, but there was some action, Vinny, outside the home of Brian Laundrie's parents today. Let's listen. This is a daily occurrence at the Laundrie home, Vinny.
It's, it reminds me of some other stories I've covered in the past, but this one a little bit different. It's difficult at this point to understand what they know, what they don't know, because they just have remained silent. And from the beginning, It's gotten under a lot of people's skin. But again, they're saying nothing, but they're coming in and out. We still have that scene down in front of the House, and the search continues tonight. Chanley Painter, Court TV legal correspondent, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Let's bring in our think tank now and get their reaction to what's happening. Joining us in Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey, criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor Albert Wunsch III, in Seattle, Washington, trial attorney Ann Bremner, and in Atlanta, Georgia, criminal defense attorney, former federal prosecutor, and law professor at Texas Southern University, Michael Sterling. Great to see everyone. I want to begin with those parents, okay? Under what circumstance, Al Wunsch, would you see any potential legal liability for Brian Laundrie's mother and father in all of this?
Well, if they are facilitating his escape or funding his escape or helping him to stay out of the eye of the criminal justice system, then they're accomplices, and it's accomplice liability. So that would be the situation. And I mean, we've seen that happen numerous times. I'm not necessarily saying that's what happened here, but certainly if it turns out that they're, providing him with money, setting him up somewhere, getting him where he needs to go, and basically not saying what they know, the accomplice liability would come down on them, and they would be looking at some stiff penalties.
And Al couched it correctly. We have no idea. The attorney, Ann Bremner, for the family, I guess he's acting as the attorney for the parents and for Brian Laundrie, has come out and said they know nothing. And people in the media who are saying that they do know something are terribly wrong in all of this. So, Ann, I'm trying to understand the silence. And I understand the right to remain silent. But that right sometimes is wrong. And I think what got under everyone's skin in this case was right out of the gate when Gabby was just missing.
Right.
Utter silence. Utter silence.
Yeah, and it's a moral responsibility to minimum. And it's just outrageous. I mean, you got these families frantic, and they're silent. They don't say anything. Last time he saw her, where she's gone, they have no idea. And I do agree, it's accomplice liability, aiding and abetting. We used to call it after the fact if they're helping him. If they're helping him before the fact, he says, I'm mad, I'm going to do something, whatever, they could even be co-conspirators before the fact and built his principles. Aiding and abetting is usually a lesser crime, of course, than an accomplice liability and a homicide. But people are outraged. That's why everyone's yelling at him at their house. I mean, they knew he came back without her, and they didn't do anything. They didn't say anything. Yeah, you have the right to remain silent, but the silent in this case is really deadly and definite by these parents.
Michael Sterling, so you're the law professor, all right? So I'm putting you on the spot here. This is, and again, we're Court TV. We understand the right to remain silent, the Constitution, everything that comes along with it, and we respect it. So let me give you a hypothetical, okay? Someone knows about a crime. Someone knows where a fugitive is, okay? A hypothetical person. You know. If police ask you, do you have to tell them, or can you just remain silent and you are not breaking the law?
Well, Vinny, I think it depends on your relationship to the individual suspect. If you're helping them hide, for example, then yeah, you absolutely, are facilitating an accessory after the fact. You're harboring a fugitive, for example. But we don't get to pick and choose which constitutional rights are the most important. If you believe in the Second Amendment, if you believe in the First Amendment, you have to believe in the Fifth Amendment. You have to believe in the Sixth Amendment. You have to believe in all of the Constitution. And my faith in the Constitution is whole, it's complete, it's resolute. And I believe in the First, Second, Fifth, and Sixth Amendment the same, right? And those rights are absolute. And so if you want to remain silent and not incriminate yourself in any manner, that right is as strong as the Second Amendment right to bear arms, is as strong as the First Amendment right to free speech. We don't get to pick and choose in moments of controversy and challenge which rights are most important. We have to be whole. We have to have faith and resolution in our Constitution, while also doing our due diligence in times of tragedy and controversy to try to make sure we find the people who are responsible and we hold them accountable.
All right. We've got more on this coming up in our next hour in the search for Brian Laundrie. Our think tank staying with us, folks. When we come back, brand new trial you're watching here on Court TV. What a dramatic day inside that courtroom. You're talking about a man accused of murdering his girlfriend's daughter, and prosecutors call the defendant's own mother to the stand. That's just the tip of the iceberg of what happened today in West Virginia. We've got all the details coming up next.